Hey, and welcome to Breaking Bread, a show hosted by me, Crunk Chocolate. This is a show where I break verbal bread with a quote-unquote enemy. Whenever Manchester City has an upcoming match, I will be here having a conversation with a supporter of City's upcoming opponent. Shout out to all of those watching on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Hit those thumbs up, like the video. Please leave those comments. Hey, during the show, light those comments up. Let us know what you're thinking of the show, where you're watching, what team you're rooting for, your thoughts, anything. How are you feeling today? What did you eat for lunch, dinner, like any of the stuff? Just let us know. All right. And also, how did I forget about you? You people watching the replay, you late people, fashionably late. I'll give you that. You little creeps in the rewatching. Hearts. See ya. Appreciate everybody. I am here with someone who has become a good friend, our buddies over at Toffee Bluecast, here to talk about Everton. Dan, how are you? How are things? Shady gang, give it up for him. Yes. How are you?
Come on, Everton. I am here. Man, in the building. Man City versus Everton brings us together in a big way because it's a big game for us and a big game for you as well. Big game for us in a survival way, like staying up, and a big game for you in a try and win the league way. So it's a biggie, this one.
The way we always start off the Breaking Breads is with a softball of a question. How did you become a fan of Everton? Yes, I am aware you choose from where you're born, especially over in England land. So you could easily become a Liverpool fan, though. I mean, are you a fan also of some of the more humbler clubs in Merseyside, maybe like Tranmere Rovers, Southport, Marine, any of those? Or maybe it's Marin. I don't know how you say it with the English accent.
I'm one of those chosen ones, as they say. As you know, I haven't got the Scouse accent. I'm not a local. I lived about 3 hours away from Everton. And in about, I think it was when Moyes first took over, about 2002, some years back, the Everton got me. And one of my cousins, he supported Liverpool. So I'm not from the town. I'm from outside. And Everton just caught me. And there were some players at the time, Gravison, Super Kevin Campbell. They just, match of the day, switched it on. I didn't want to support a team that everybody supports. And I like my Rockies. I like the underdog team. I don't like the team at the top. And Everton was an underdog team at the time, one that was pushing to be top 4, but just below it. And Everton got me big time. And once you watch them, there's something about Everton that pulls you in, and I was hooked. And I really never stopped watching them since, and I've always been behind them. Always been behind them.
All right, I love that though. Okay, so did I say that team right? Is it Marin and Marine? Do you even know what I'm talking about? I literally just looked up some of the teams in Merseyside, so I don't know.
But see, the big derby is Liverpool-Everton, isn't it? A lot of other teams seem to want to be derbies with us. It's crazy because when you go to Everton, you've got the Liverpool ground that you can see the Liverpool ground from the Everton Stadium. So when you go to the Everton Stadium, you can actually see the Liverpool ground that close. But we're building a new stadium now at the Bramley-Moore Dock, all upgraded to try and keep up with the big boy teams like you and other teams, because the way it is now, you have to be a well-run business, don't you? It's not just football, it's business. And for Everton to have a good revenue, we need a new stadium. Our stadium, it's got a lot of history, and you can see pictures of our stadium in black and white. It's had all the amazing Everton players in it, but you have to move with times. So we have to build a new stadium, which we've done, and isn't far away from us being in it.
Yeah, so let's look at some of the transfer moves made over the summer and winter. Yes, you aforementioned the financial troubles, accounting errors, whatever people want to call it. But So most of the moves that were made by Everton kind of were like loans, free transfers. Yes, there was money spent on Beto and a young striker I'm not really familiar with, Tremetti. Then you got loans like Jack Harrison, Dan Juma, returning loans, Braithwaite, Gomes. I feel a questionable free transfer with Ashley Young. Maybe you're low-key a big fan of him. I also, side note, I'm really sad that Moise Keane never really got things moving while he was there with you guys. So I do have two questions. What were the moves made over the summer and winter, Arnon, that you thought would affect the club positively, maybe negatively? And can you really expect anything from your club right now, really, with all of the troubles that are looming over the club?
Well, it's a long topic on this one. With Everton, to try and put it all short, but there's so much more. It's a bigger story.
Yeah,
We
of
had
course.
Uzunov that was in with Mashiri owning our football club, and the war happened with Ukraine and Russia, and that completely cut Uzunov out. And that was a big part of our sponsorship and funding. The moment that happened, and Uzunov's out of the picture, Mashiri doesn't have as much money, and it took everything away that we had, all of our backing of our future. So that happened, and then things got bad because no money could go into Everton. It felt like the money was in Uzunov, so no money could go into Everton then. We wasn't seeing no money. And we haven't spent nothing since we was in the first relegation battle against Crystal Palace. That was the season before last season. So we had to go for a relegation battle, which we stayed up just before the last game of the season. We beat Crystal Palace, but it was, if we didn't beat Crystal Palace, we could have gone down. Then we said, let's not be in a relegation battle again. But we didn't really sign any major players, just loan Connor Cody. We got Mopay, which we wasn't sure about. We still tried to get players with not a lot of money. So we brought in what we could. And then we was in another relegation battle. The season just wasn't that good for us. We couldn't strengthen our team enough. And we come towards the end of the season and we're in another relegation battle. This time it went down to with a Rocky, with the Italian Stallions, we don't give up. It come down to the last game. I was there the last game against Bournemouth, and last season everyone wanted us down. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people was just being
Yes.
and wanted us down. Like,
Yes, they were.
Everton have got all their history. They haven't gone down in 100 years or something. They haven't gone down in a very long time. And we used to win trophies back in the day. And a lot of people
Yes.
wanted Everton to go down. And I believe that we wouldn't, but it was close. I was in Goodison Park, the stadium, and we needed Leicester to not win, and we needed to get something. So if Leicester didn't win, we could draw. If Leicester won, was winning, we need to win. So I'm in the stadium and we're there. It was 55 minutes or something like that. Someone on the phone in the stadium. Leicester have scored. They're winning. So now we know that we have got to score to stay in the Premier League. Otherwise, we're relegated.
Ooh.
Yeah, and we're like we don't know whether we're going to score because it was a tight game. It was 0-0.
Yes.
Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Abdoulaye Doucouré smashes one in, and I'm looking to the gods. I'm like, Doucouré, get in with my daughter. Oh my god! And it was the longest time ever after Doucouré scored, because if they scored back, we could have gone down. But we managed to get the win and stay up last season. And then we all stayed up last season and says we can't be doing this anymore. It's too much stress as a football fan, worrying about your club going into administration and stuff like that. So
Yes.
after that, we all wanted better this season. And as you know, you've got them onto you as well. 105 breaches apparently you've got. So I don't know what's coming at you. Probably 300-point deduction. We actually got a 10-point deduction this season. We was doing good this season. We would be sitting about 12th
Yeah.
this season, but they
Exactly.
gave us a 10-point deduction to take us from 12th. We was 12th position, just about to push to Europa League football, and we was, because we'd won 4 on the bounce.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get 10-point deduction, knocked our confidence, puts us near the bottom 3. And now, before we play you this game, Luton playing well, we find ourselves in the bottom 3 with the
Yeah.
10-point deduction. But there is still a hearing that's just gone. We've got a good new person in our corner saying, will this 10-point deduction still go ahead? Or will we get some points back? But I'm not sure how that's going to go. So that's where we're at now.
Right.
We're in the.
Right.
It's crazy. It's a long story, but it's hard being an Everton fan at the minute. But they need us.
Yeah, and even with how many points do you give back? Like, do you just give all 10 points back? Yeah, I just don't understand how you can give all 10 points back. But how do you also be like, okay, here's 3? I don't know. It's all just seems it's just such a weird system in the first place. So how do you combat it? And then I don't know. Like you said, it is a very long story. Yes, as a City fan with our 115 charges looming, I am watching this very intently. Yes, they're not exactly the same. They're very different giant scopes of money and explanations, but also ours is a lot of just like finances. What can you improve? Because a lot of it is just based off of City lying and how can you prove that they were lying? And that's going to be kind of like a tricky thing. And that's what I'm intrigued about. We'll keep it moving to Sean Dyche, your manager. Took over from Frank Lampard a little over a year now at the helm, leading Everton. Lampard, to me, this is just like my whole brain. He never really brought the Everton mentality on the football pitch. I mean, I honestly don't know what he was trying to bring to the squad, but Lampard to Dyche, to me, felt like an upgrade. They would have an identity. This Dyche signing kind of gave the club energy. On the other hand, I've always been vocal that I am indifferent to managers who do what we call struggle ball, where it's just going to be kind of tough, especially in modern football, like Hodgson, Dyche, Steve Cooper even. I'll even toss in like Mourinho and Unai Emery. So like the change in mindset when they come on early to a team, that's great. Like the team is like, yes, structure, intensity. That's kind of nice. The practices, they step up, but that like feel good optimism and the focus that you have to keep every single match and grind a win for every single match only to finish 12th every season. I don't know. It's just really tough. I feel like for players to always play like that. My opinion is one thing, and I'm good. I'm happy to have you here to ask you this. What is your thoughts on his choice of tactics? Overall, how have you felt about the Dyche era at Everton?
Right. So Lampard, we had Lampard, and Lampard wanted us to pass out the ball from the back and play this Man City football. Everton haven't got the players to play Man City football. You need players that are absolutely top, that can keep the ball composed, can find the pass, and just love possession football. We haven't got those players. Lampard tried to do that with our players. That's the reason we was in big trouble. Sean Dyche, I think that people look at him in the wrong way because people think just long balls, direct, 4-4-2, boring, boring football. Sean Dyche, there's a lot more to him than what you think, you know. So what Sean Dyche has done, he's come to Everton and realised when we try and pass the ball, we lose possession, the ball's in the back of our net. So Sean Dyche he's going to start it from the basics because that's what you need to do. You need to go down to the roots in football. If a team's struggling, you can only work with these players. So Sean Dyche is trying to work with what the players have got and work to their strengths. And at the minute, we don't pass a lot because our players struggle with passing. I honestly do believe, though, if our players do become better, when Onana becomes better, James Garner becomes better because we've got a lot of young players, you will see not as much long ball. You will see us start to keep the ball. I think Sean Dyche isn't just a hoof it up. I think Sean Dyche wants us to pass, but just pass when we can and not pass in areas where it could be dangerous because he knows that we're not that good at passing. But if say, we have Sean Dyche a few more years, we become better at passing, I think you'll see us play it up to the big lads up top, but you'll also see us have possession when we can because against Newcastle, I don't know whether you've seen it, Crunk, we had 29 passes and a Beto goal. 29 all A's and a Beto goal. So Sean Dyche wants us to play like that. but our players haven't got the confidence to play out. So Sean Dyche is just doing the best he can with these players. But teams like Man City, we don't want to play into your hands. We want to hit you with
Yes.
your weaknesses, because why should teams go against Man City and just roll over and let you beat us?
Yes. I agree.
Because this is crazy. This is my random scenario here. Apollo Creed, right, just passed away. Bless him. Rest in peace. Absolute
Yes.
legend, right?
Oh, well, there's,
He was
yes.
fast, fancy, the best, Apollo Creed. Yeah, fast,
Mhm.
fancy, and he was the best. Rocky got given a chance just because he's got a big heart, Rocky. Yeah, passion. Rocky gave him a good fight with just passion, didn't he? Apollo Creed
Yeah.
should have been miles better than Rocky, but Rocky had the eye of the tiger, the passion. And that's what Everton is sometimes for me. We're a team that have got the passion, and we will fight and give everything for the badge. And hopefully we'll keep that passion that we've got now. And in the future, if our players become better, we'll have the fight and the passion, but we'll also be like you, be a bit better at football and be able to pass it better. So that's my vision. I think Sean Dyche is a very good manager. There's more to him. He got Europa
Mhm.
League with Burnley. He's never managed a good team, so no one knows Sean Dyche's capability. No
Very
one
true.
knows, because he's never been given a good team to manage. And Everton aren't a good team yet. But I do feel if he can get Europa League with Burnley with that team that they had, if Everton do end up backing him when we get this new stadium, he'll be the right manager for us. And I think you will think, I was wrong about Sean Dyche. This man's actually knows a bit of football, and he's not just get crosses in the box and basic boring and stuff like that. So that's
Yeah,
my
and
opinion on Sean Dyche and Everton.
hey, I like it. And this is exactly why I bring someone else on, because I'm always full of opinions, and I have no problem letting them out. So when I can talk to someone else who is there at the match is even better. Put the heart on the sleeve for Everton, you are the right person to talk to. And I love the fact that you said uh, if Sean Dyche is here in a few years because of what he's trying to do, this sounds like a long-term option. When Dyche was brought in, was he the long-term option, or is he acknowledging that he's the dude that you're going to get before the dude?
Dyche when he come in, Crunk. Dyche when he come in, we're in major trouble. Um, they've run our football club really bad, and we've got Carlo Ancelotti. We've spent loads of money on all the big name managers. We've had some good managers. Carlo
Yes,
Ancelotti,
you
a
have.
lot of,
Mm-hmm.
because when Moshiri first come in, he spent a lot of money and he tried to be Man City, but it just didn't work for us because you can't spend as much money in football now. So eventually, this financial fair play come in, and when you can't spend something, you can't turn into Man City because you need money to do that. So Everton realised that we now can't get a manager that costs a lot of money. So Sean Dyche was probably one of the cheaper managers to get. And also, they realised that we can't spend anything in the transfer window. I heard Sean Dyche do an interview just recently, and he said when he come into Everton, he got told, he wasn't going to get much in the financial windows. He knew that before he come in. So he was the perfect fit for Everton because he didn't cost a lot, and he can work in a transfer window on a low budget and still create a team that's pretty good. But I honestly do believe he's going to take this chance. Like, he's come in just to make us okay and stable for 2-3 seasons, then maybe get a new manager. But I think a lot will be surprised with Sean Dyche, and he'll get us stable. But we'll be happy when he gets us stable with him that good that we'll realise that when we're stable, he can still make us do a lot more and move up the table and go on to do good things.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Yes. Okay. Well, let's. You've done a great job at really leading us up to this season with all of the when you were talking about the previous seasons. With Everton and the point deduction, the Toffees sit in what I call relegation station, waiting to get your tickets punched to take the tram to the championship, waving at Leicester, Southampton, Leeds when you pass each other, who's heading up north to the Premier League. A little comedy, but could you get a few points back from your current case that would take you out of relegation more than halfway through the 2023-24 season? How are you feeling overall about Everton's season campaign, acknowledging the 10-point deduction. Like let's just say there is no deduction. You're sitting in 12th. How are you feeling about the season?
We're good. We're good, Crunks. We've got some players, some big boy players. You know John Stones, who you got from us. We've got
Yes.
one better. We've
Yes,
got
I was
one
going to bring him
better.
up. I was going to bring him up,
Yep.
and we're looking
We've
at him
got
too.
an yeah. And I
Yeah.
know you'll want him soon because we
Want him now.
Gerard Branthwaite will be
Yes.
one of the best in the world. I'm 100% of it. He's just amazing. We knew John Stones would be the best, and we knew we'd lose him to someone like you. Gerard Branthwaite is even better. Like, I know you would have loved John Stones because he was amazing for you. He still is when he's fit.
Yes.
But Gerard
Yes.
and Onana as well. So what we've done is kind of a blessing in disguise, I think, because we went out and got players and spent a lot on overpaid on players that wasn't that good, that didn't really want to come to us because we wasn't a big established team. We've instead gone for young, hungry talent that a lot of teams don't want to take the chance on them yet. So players like Branthwaite, Man City wouldn't have looked at him when we first got him because he cost £1 million and he wasn't proven. So we're looking to develop young players now. But some young players develop fast, and that's what's happening with us. We've gone and got Onana, who was a young, big potential talent, and he's growing fast. Onana, teams are looking at him now, 50, 60 million. He could be a big centre midfielder like your Toure Onana could when he clicks together. He's got a lot to learn yet, but that's what Onana could be, like a
I'm a fan of
Toure.
him.
And then you've got Branthwaite, who could be one of the best centre backs. James Garner's good. We're good. We've got a lot of good players that have a lot of growth in them. Some of our fans don't like it. They're jumping on them because they just want them to be the full rounded player straight away because they have a lot of mistakes in them, but these players have got high potential. So I do believe we'll be okay this season. I think we'll get out of this away from the relegation battle, and we're going to get better and better if we can keep hold of our players, Crunk, if we can, because I know people are going to be sniffing for our players.
That's key. If you can hold on to them, it's very much rumored. City, United, both are looking at Braithwaite. He's a lefty at that. He has a lot of bulking up to do, like a lot of bulking up to do. But he's tall, incredibly talented. Like you said, he's amazed me every single time we've played them. Every time Everton pops up, when I try to watch matches, if City aren't playing, I try to watch the complete opposite of City. So I watch a lot of Brentford. I watch Everton. I'll watch a Wolves match. I like the teams where it is going to be like a gritty match where you're really watching player matchups and who's going to be able to take advantage of what. And that's kind of where I can be like, all right, this is fun. This is football, instead of watching, neat passes and keep away and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. I love Man City's play. I love watching it and geeking out about that stuff. But just watching other clubs who just want to get in there and like bang and just figure out how we're going to win every single match. It's just such a good time. Let's look at
the thing is though, Crunk. The thing is I was just going to chuck that on you. The thing is though, with Man City, you can pass the ball. We all know you're the best team at passing the ball. But sometimes people will bypass that and try and put things on your centre backs, which sometimes has worked against you this season. And you still do need strength in football, no matter what. You do need strong centre backs. And Branthwaite, he's really good at passing the ball, but he's really good at heading stuff away. He's really calm, and I think it is a player that you will come after because he's very good at passing the ball as well. That John Stones was. We knew John Stones was the same. We knew he was a Man City-like player or Barcelona-like player because John Stones used to come. Our fans used to hate it, but John Stones used to come from centre-back in midfield, and our fans was like, pass it quick, you're going to lose it. But he didn't care. He had that much composure. He was that proper footballer that just wanted to play football and pass and not hoof it. And I think Branthwaite is the same. He's one that's got the composure as well. Like when you've got a striker around Branthwaite, he'll take that extra couple of seconds because he knows he's better than that player. So
Hmm.
Branthwaite, I feel, he's not just like a big, strong centre back like Everton stereotype, that stereotype player. Branthwaite he's got it all. He has got it all. Normally, when you watch players, you just want to see the attackers score goals because that's the beautiful thing. But I've started to appreciate defending because Branthwaite, when players put a dangerous ball in, he's in the right position, flicks it on, puts it to our right back, and gets us out of trouble. He's 10 steps ahead of everyone Branthwaite is, and all of them is a goat.
What's up, Adam? Thanks for joining. I want to even stay there because I love the whole idea of it. Can Everton hold on to these players? Because, like you said, they're going to be offering real good money for Branthwaite, real good money for Onana. With the financial problems in FFP, the way that it works is it is basically set up where you have to sell in order to buy, but also how can you make a team better if you can only spend what you're getting. Yes, I know commercial and all that stuff. That's where the big stadium works. That's where having 2-3 extra shirt kits sells and stuff work. That's half of the reason why I think Man City does the Year of the Dragon kits, because that's just like an extra little boost. That's one or two young players and stuff like that. How does Everton grow without losing those players to Man City, United, who with Omar Barada are going to make a real big push, with Barca, who is a big name, but technically are going to have to start moving a little more smart because of their own financial troubles. If Barca hits up Braithwaite, do you really think he's going to tell them no? So it's like, what do you see your club doing in the future to be able to hold players like that?
I just think with them, because Everton are a bit desperate at the minute financially. We was worried this window that we could just get rid of players, but at the minute, if we got rid of these big players, we probably would get relegated because they are a big part. With us only having a small squad, you take a player out now halfway through a season, it's going to massively knock your squad. So
I agree.
We were safe this transfer window because we kept up. Next transfer window is going to be more scary because teams are going to come, and if we are desperate financially, we're gonna have a proper look at these sort of deals. If we get a lot of money, that's the way Everton want to run now, like Brighton. So that's the way we want to be run. So say Onana, we got him for 35 million. I think we only paid a bit up front, but 35 million over 5 years. If someone comes in for Onana and buys him for, say, double that, we're making money as a football club. But you have to make sure you get good players back in. Otherwise, there's no point on selling that player. That's what scares us as Everton fans, because there's no point on making a lot of money but bringing loads of players in that ain't as good. And it's the same with Bradford. I'm scared of keeping these players because when we used to have Lukaku, it was we was pushing for Europa League. So, and we did get in Europa League. So we managed to get your Lukaku Europa League, which always kept him interested in Everton because we had him. He wanted Champions League, but we had him in Europa League. So he was like, oh, okay, I can still play for Everton because they are getting me competing for trophies. But now we're not competing for trophies. It is going to be harder to keep hold of players that have the ambition of winning a trophy. I just hope they're loyal, though. It'd be nice if some of these players have fallen in love with Everton like I have, Crunk. You know what I mean?
Yes, I agree.
He says he ain't leaving this ship last season. I ain't leaving this ship. I ain't leaving. You know what I mean? I'm staying. That's what I need Onana to do again, and Branthwaite as well. Because ideally, if we are to become a good team, which we all, Everton back in the day, trophies. People don't realise how good Everton was back in the day. And a lot of the older fans that are older than me got that. So they had the trophies and stuff, like you now, Man City winning trophies. The older fans than me that supported them before me had all the trophies. I haven't had that, but we need to get back to that. And I just believe that these young players, I don't know if we can do it financially, but if we could keep Onana and build around him and keep Branthwaite and build around him, those players in the spine, we can become a good team. Because I can tell you something, Onana and Branthwaite, if we kept them, they'll be able to handle like the big teams. They will, because they are going to be the best players around in a couple of years. And if we can keep the best players around, then maybe we'll be a better team for it. I hope so anyway.
Agreed. And in the difference of keeping both of those players one extra year, because yes, you could sell Onana this summer, 50, 60 million. If you keep him, you do another amazing season. He does another step up. You could potentially then offload him for maybe 70, 80. Braith White, he's about 20, 25. If you hold him for another year, you might be able to double that. So it's just keeping players like that.
Crunks, let me hold you there. Braithwaite is worth 100+ million, and I ain't joking.
Well, yes, that's on potential. But like reality, people aren't going to pay for that.
But no, but this is why you're right in what you're saying. You're perfectly right. And I'm glad you said that, because this is why I don't want Everton to get desperate and sell players now, because we won't get the full maximum amount for them
at all.
You have to let them develop until the real good player that they are, to get the maximum amount for them. That's just how business should be done. We haven't brought these players to sell them before they're developed. We brought these players to develop them and then sell them for big money. That's what we need to do. Braithwaite, we need to make him that good that Man City or Man U or Chelsea say we need him. If we get Braithwaite, our defense is gonna match the big boys.
Pay whatever for him,
and they'll pay what. Well, we've seen Anthony, Man United from. I know he's not that good.
Yes,
Anthony, bloody hell! Man United paid nearly
one of Ten Hag's boys
for Anthony, freaking 100 million. So the team's desperate. You can get big money from clubs that have a big revenue, and also Chelsea, Enzo in the World Cup.
Yes,
he was like 100 million. Monty Enzo, not even. Look at Chelsea getting spanked every game, and Chelsea spent 100 million on Enzo. And these
40
are players
million for Cole Palmer, like crazy.
Yeah, Cole Palmer is good though.
Yes,
that must hurt you. That must hurt you a little bit, because he is...
Actually no. I liked what he was. He was very fun for like social media, the videos that he's in and the things that he does. That was very nice. We had that space open for someone in his position. The way that we are, he's the one who wanted to go. He's the one who said he wanted to leave, and that was what once he left, that was my mindset. Was, oh no, he said he wanted to leave, and everybody was like, why would he do that? Why would he say that? And then Pep came out and was like, yeah, I told him he would stay and he would be highlighted, and he wanted to leave, and now he's gone. He's the best player at Chelsea, but congrats, bro, you're awful. So it's like, it is what it is.
Did he? Well, he is the best player at Chelsea. I think he is a good player, but
yes. But right now, he's the one who's
your team that good that your team are that good that you can probably not miss him. But anyone else would be looking at him now and saying, "Oh, I regret letting him go." But because you've got some big boys, Foden massively stepped up. I think if Foden didn't step up, you'd be talking different now. You'd be saying we shouldn't have let him go. But I think because Foden, with him leaving, has massively enjoyed getting to play in the middle of the park.
Yes,
it's kind of helped Foden's game, hasn't it? Because Palmer leaving. Have you got in Palmer's contract that you can get him back? Because someone said that to me, and I don't know whether it was true or not.
I haven't heard anything about that. I mean, it might be true because I know City loves putting that in all of theirs. But I mean, Romeo, Lavia, like there are so many players that we've put that in and haven't blinked twice once they leave, especially the way that he left. If we're going to keep Pep and him telling Pep straight to his face, I don't care what you want to do with me, I want out of here. Pep, he's like, bye. And that's specifically how he works. He doesn't want anyone who's going to make the vibes off. We got rid of Cancelo, an incredibly talented player, because he wanted to play too much. That is just how Pep is. He believes in what he wants to do and the players that he has. If they all are there and they want to ride or die with each other, that is what he cares about the most. That's all I think about. Yes, Palmer, incredibly talented. It'd be nice to have him, but it is what it is.
You have also you're dropping the questions on me, but I just want to put one point.
Oh no, go for it. But yeah,
I the other day I watch a lot of football. I love my football. I always have done. The other day I bumped into a team in the Spanish league and they had this like Ukrainian striker that was like Haaland, and they have this winger called Savio or something like that that was
Let's
incredible when I watched
go.
them. And then I looked at this team and I was like, who's this team? And then I looked at where this team was in the league, in the Spanish league, and they're top of the league. And then I looked who owned this team. You.
City Football Group, baby.
And then your owners own this incredible team that looks like they've got loads of players in the Spanish league. And then also today, I look at my Twitter, and you're also apparently getting Savio as well, or something like that.
Yes.
So you've got an academy there, aren't you? That's I think
yes.
you're going to land on some good players.
Yes, well, and it's funny because there are so many CFG products, X products there. There's like we got Garcia's there. We have Jan Cuoto. Yes, we got Savio. You mentioned Dobrik. He's a shit house. I love that dude. He's so great. He scored like a hat trick. Yeah, and it was just, I love his style. He's actually more stripped down than Haaland. It's literally just 2 dribbles in space, shoot. 2 dribbles in space, shoot. Like it sounds like redundant, but you can tell that it's just very clinical. Like he sees where he needs to go, what he needs to do. He doesn't try to do anything too much. I love the way that they play. They have daily blend as their center back. He already wasn't the most athletic. He's a van in the pitch. Like defensively, he's awful. But what he manages to do,
they play like Man City.
Yes, but they ball out more. They're more aggressive. Like they will run at you. They up and down the pitch as many times as they need to. It's very fun. City bought them. Pep's brother owns 30% of the team. It's a little interesting. It's I just love the way that they play. Because they're owned by City, people are like, oh, of course they're playing this well and everything. No, this is just Girona. This is just, they are punching way above what they have right now. This is just the brilliant staff and the players just all coming together and playing brilliant football and really giving it to Real Madrid, who they played this weekend for a chance to truly pull ahead of them. Do I think that's going to happen? No. But if a draw happens, I'm absolutely losing it. I will be watching the match. I'm going to be glued to it. I've just been very much enjoying everything. Girona and then Bahia in the Brazilian league. That City, that's another team that they recently purchased. Both teams have amazing, loving, passionate crowds. Their fans love their team, whether they're good, whether they're bad. They sell out their stadiums every single time. And that is what I can connect with most. And then we go from there.
No, like I say, I had to talk to you about it because I noticed it, and it must make you so happy as a fan that not only is your football club that you support, Man City, getting run well, Man City are also doing stuff with other football clubs. It's probably going to benefit you in the future as well, because you have that link where you can just get a player from them. Maybe you might offload players from Man City to them as well and just kind of help them out. I same as you. I looked at their team and I thought, Blin, they can't be that good. How are they top of the league? But they just play so good all the time, and I don't know how. You said overachieving they are, but they just keep backing it up, don't they? You think eventually they might fall, but the coaches there must be fantastic. Because,
yes, truly.
Every player is playing beyond himself, honestly. But yeah, I had to mention that. It must make you happy, especially with you being linked to a cracking winger. And I do think that striker as well that you just mentioned that has everything might eventually be on his way to you. Who knows how this will work with the Man City link with that team. But I do think you're not 100% reliant on Haaland. Do you know what I mean? If Haaland ever did decide he wanted to leave and he wanted to go to someone else, you've got straight away a striker that could come in there. And you probably, like we talked about Palmer, wouldn't miss Haaland that much because that striker is exactly what Haaland is as well.
Yeah. Hey, if anybody wants Haaland, 400 million, and he's yours. Go, come on, Real, do it. You're not going to do it after
Mbappe. You're 2 steps ahead. 2 steps ahead of the game. 2 steps ahead, boy. I like it.
All right. So look at quickly previous 5 games for Everton has been great, so I don't really want to sit in it. Previous 5 matches in the Premier League, uh, lost to City just a month and a half ago, 3-1, and another road loss to Wolves 3-0. Following those were 3 straight draws against Aston Villa, Fulham, and Tottenham. In these Premier League games, you also participated in 3 FA Cup games, having to replay Crystal Palace and then losing to Luton Town. Just a lot of games in that time frame where some teams weren't. They were really resting. So it was pretty tough for you. What quickly can you say about your club in the last 5 games? Does the score line, does your record match how you see the team playing?
Well, we played again. Last time we spoke was against Man City when we played each other, and that since then that was our first hard game where we could go downwards, and I think we did a little bit. But I don't think the hard games that we probably shouldn't say that we was 100% going to get something from, because Man City, if you lose against Man City, it's Man City, and we played you, and I think Foden played really well that game, if you remember last time when
Yes.
we spoke about it before the game, but we didn't speak after. I think Everton gave Man City a good game, but Foden he was unstoppable, wasn't he? It was a really good game. They were showing clips of him in the middle. He was touching it, pinging it, and
Mm-hmm.
we gave you a good game, so you didn't spank us. Foden
No.
he won that game for you. So we was happy with the way we played against Man City. Of course, we wasn't happy with a loss, but our performance I was happy with. Then we had Spurs, who was another big team. We could have beat Spurs every game we've been in it, other than the Wolves game, which was just shambolic. Our performances have been good. We just haven't been clinical up top, but we need to start putting the ball in the back of the net. We've been good. We can defend well. We can handle ourselves. We can make it hard for opposition. We can get the draws, but we need to start scoring to actually get the wins. And our last 2 games was draws, and I think we're getting better now because Aston Villa are quite good.
Yes.
Aston Villa are good this season, and we
Yeah.
drew against Aston Villa, and we drew our last game as well. So now I actually think this is the start of good form. I think we're starting to pick up now. We're not losing. We haven't lost our last 2 games. Man City, although it's a scary game, this could be the perfect game because if we do, we've got some hard fixtures coming up and then some easier ones. So if we picked up something against you, the confidence that could give us, I mean, your hat will fall off if we end
Yes.
up getting something against you.
Yes.
But
Yes.
that's the thing with Man City though. If teams come and beat you, you're the biggest team. You're the Premier League champions, right? If a team
Yeah.
come and beat you, the confidence it does to beat the best team around, injecting that into you for the next game can get you on a good run. So for me, although some will be scared of this game, I think you know what? If we lose, we lose. But if we do get something out of this, it could crack our season on and make us really good from this game on. So I'm quite excited for it in that way.
Yeah, I do agree. There are a few teams that after they play us, yes, they might lose, they might grab a draw, but their next 2-3 games, they go on a run. It is because hey, when you get focused, you get honed in, you all almost like level up, and then you just keep it moving. Let's do a starting 11 prediction because Deitch, he has given your squad a couple of different looks in the last few games. There's Beto and DCL up top together, or Calvert-Lewin up at top alone, and then he has either like Jack Harrison, Andres Gomez, or Decore behind him to supply him for potential goal scoring opportunities. Players are missing due to injury, like Danjuma and Gomes. But you do have some potential returns with Decore, Onana, and Godfrey. At least that's what I saw. I haven't heard what he has said recently. You would probably know about more than me. I am, like I said earlier, I'm going to be looking at Jared Braithwaite, watching him, seeing how he plays intently, especially against
Keep
Haaland,
your
who's
hands
back
off.
and
Keep your
healthy.
hands off.
So, I mean, I'll give my starting 11 prediction for City after I hear your starting 11 prediction for Everton.
Right, so it's hard because I'm itching for this press conference to see. You've already talked about it. You know your stuff. You've done your research on Everton. You must have passed it on to Pep. But it's hard to actually know who's available because we have got the team we played last time, and we don't know if Decore is going to be back. He's just on the verge of coming back, but isn't ready yet. And Onana as well. We don't know whether Onana is going to be back. These are big players for us that we would love to have against you. That you love when you hear the press conference. Dice just say, "Yeah, he's ready," but that's like something that would be a massive bonus. So I'm not sure whether they're going to be available. My lineup would be. Glad you're sitting down because you might be scared of this, right? Jordan
Let me
Pickford
brace
in
myself.
goals. Jordan Pickford in goals. He gets loads of crap, but I tell you something, he's a good goalkeeper, Jordan Pickford. He is class. I love him. Left back, Mikalenko is magic. Honestly, he could pull a rabbit out of a hat. He's that good, mate. Mikalenko is magic, you know.
Yeah.
Centre back, Tarkowski. Tarkowski is a machine. He loves tackles. He loves blocking. And strikers won't like playing against him. So Tarkowski, Branthwaite, we spoke about him. This is the game for Branthwaite, I think. But I like the combination. I haven't spoke about this, but I like the combination that we've got one that's good at winning headers, Tarkowski, and he loves tackling. And then you've got one that's fast. And I think you need that sometimes. A centre-back that's strong and a centre-back, well, Branthwaite is strong and fast, so we kind of get both there. But that's a good partnership. We've got a good partnership now. You need a good centre-back partnership in football, and that is a good one for me. On the right back, this is where it gets tricky because we've had a few injuries. We've been playing Godfrey, who come off injured, but we've been playing Godfrey right back and Ashley Young right wing because it gives you that help with Ashley Young because he's played right back as well. So it's like playing two right backs, playing a right back in a right wing position, but you know that you're going to get the help then because it covers you. So I'm going to stick. Coleman is back as well, but I'm going to stick with Godfrey if he's fit because I think it works really well. And Godfrey's fast and he loves tackling. He was a player that was gone this window, but because we can't spend, he's getting that last chance, and he hasn't been bad the last two games. So Godfrey right back. Centre of midfield, I'm going to have to stick with Garner Gay, who's just come back on a jet because we need him badly. Garner Gay and James Garner. I'd love Onana to be in there, but I can only go with what I think might be available.
Yeah.
I'm going to put Ashley Young on the right now. I know last time I spoke to you, I didn't like Ashley Young, but I think when you're playing right wing, he's a lot better because it's not just on him to tackle. He can just push up. And I think he's a lot better winger than what he is right back because Ashley Young, when he crosses the ball, he can cross the ball good. He's got that experience. And when he passes the ball, he passes the ball good. So he's a good crosser, good passer. You're playing right wing, he's got what you need for right wing. But if you play Ashley Young right back, his tackling is what he's not good at. So we're putting him on his weakness there by playing him right back. Let Godfrey do the tackling right back. Let Ashley Young play right wing. On the left wing, I'm going to go for Dwight McNeil because Dan Juma's injured now. And then in the number 10 position, I'm hoping Decore's back, but I don't think he will be. In the number 10 position, Harrison. And this is the same team as we played last time, by the way, but I didn't mind it. I'm hoping Decore and Onana come back and it will change this team, but I can't put them in if they're injured. Up top, it's got to be Calvert-Lewin. Now, our fans are itching to get Beto in because they're all fuming that Calvert-Lewin isn't firing, but he nearly scored last game. Harrison knocked it off his head to nick it, to steal his goal. And I think Calvert-Lewin, it's only a matter of time. You've got to stick behind your players, haven't you? I think I like Beto. I love Beto. I think Beto's a lot better than what people think. He's another one that our fans are questioning just because our strikers ain't scoring, which you would if your strikers wasn't scoring. But I'll stick with Calvert-Lewin, and I like that Beto can come on when he needs to. So that's my team. Pickford, Mikalenko, Tarkowski, Branthwaite, Godfrey right back, I'll stick with it. Young right wing, Garner Gay in the centre, played really good last game finally. James Garner, left wing, Dwight McNeil. In the number 10 position, Harrison, I said he'd be dangerous against you last time. Man City don't like Harrison. He was good against you when he played for Leeds. So Harrison in the number 10 and Calvert-Lewin up top. You are bricking it. We're coming for you. We are coming for you.
So I don't know if you know, Harrison was a CFG product. He was a part
Yeah.
of our academy, and yeah, we let him go. And he is one of the players that every single time we play him, whether it was Leeds, and I feel like he was one other place, and he would always give us trouble. And that's just kind of what he does. When he's at Manchester, he's definitely going to want to try to show up and show out. There are a few players that are like that. Pedro Porro, he's another one who I would love for us to bring back, but Porro has already said in multiple interviews, I don't like them. Pep never reached out to me when I was on loan. I was waiting for my call from Pep, and I never got it. And so I don't want anything to do with the club. So that hurts. That one still, I'm just like tear. But you live and you learn and you move on. For us, I believe we're gonna have Ederson in goal. Honestly, it's for the most part, it's gonna be the same team that we played just yesterday. Wow, yes, just yesterday against Brentford. Ederson, Vardiol, Ake, Diaz, and Walker. A midfield trio of Rodri, Bernardo, KDB. Then up top, I think Grealish is going to get a start. Foden's going to be on the other wing, on the right, and Halan will be up top. I know Alvarez, he's kind of been doing his thing in right wing. His first touch, I don't know, it hasn't been the best, and we need people who are going to I don't think Pep is going to necessarily be worried about scoring. I think he's going to be worried about holding onto the ball, making sure we don't give you all the chances to kind of because your whole game, I mean, it's all counter. So we need to try to not feed into that. So I don't think we're going to see Daku until the second half if we're up. I don't think we're really going to see those other players who are like explosive, who if we're up, maybe we can take those chances. Maybe if we're oddly enough down or it's a draw and Pep wants to try to push away, because that was very much against Brentford. He brought on players who just kind of bring the energy. So I think the first 10, 15 minutes is going to be real dicey. It's going to be, you're going to bring the energy because you're going to have to on the road at the Etihad. But the Etihad is a fortress. The fans, they're going to be rocking. They're going to be yelling. They're going to be screaming. I think this is a solid squad though. Like Grealish, he definitely needs a start. There was rumored that he stormed off practice last week after he was announced that he was on the bench again. He's really been struggling. I'm hopeful for him. So maybe I'm saying he's going to start, and that's just me trying to force a Grealish narrative, which I never thought I'd ever be doing. But I think this is a good match for him.
I think you've got some good players when you talk about it. Grealish is one that would frustrate us. I think Everton's a good game for Grealish, and that would scare me. I'd rather you not play Grealish against us because I feel like he's one that can create something in a game where nothing's happening. Do you know what I mean? Like he can just do
Yes.
that little bit extra. Grealish can. He'll just take longer on the ball, and where our players are nervous on the ball, Grealish will keep it that bit longer because he knows he's not going to lose it. And yeah, it's interesting that you say that, but we have already scored against you. Neil Mopay scored against you. Neil Mopay scored against you last game. And you talk about counter-attack. Mopay caught you on the counter-attack then. So is that a sign that Everton are going to get a bit of luck? An Everton player scoring, and get Everton lone player scoring against you already? But it's a hard. You've got some big boy players. You've just given me some big boy players there, and to beat that team, we're going to have to be our best and more because that Haaland up top. I wouldn't mind if you played. The only player that I would say is your weaker player is the one that you left out. I think you made a good move there. Alvarez. I think Alvarez is class, but you'd seen. I think you're more dangerous with him off the pitch at the minute. I think the move that you made to leave Alvarez out, I think we could mark Alvarez. I think Grealish could be a problem. So your team that you hit me with there isn't bad. Be interesting to see whether he does play Grealish or not. Because, like you say, it's not a move that's like everyone thinks that's going to happen.
And shout out to Paul. This was a bit ago, so I'm not sure specifically what he's talking about, but appreciate you commenting. We will end the show with score predictions. If you're on, or if you're watching, let us know what you think the score prediction is going to be. If you look at the history of Manchester City versus Everton, it is pretty one-sided. If you in the Premier
It
League,
is.
the history of in the Premier League, I'll just obviously you talked about the past and the history. If you look at Sean Dyche against Pep Guardiola, it's more one-sided. Manchester City currently hold a 14-match unbeaten streak against Everton, dating back to their 4-0 loss to you guys, 15th of January, 2017. Do you know who was on that team? You mentioned it a little bit earlier. Gareth Barry. He was your captain. Tom Davies, he scored that wonder goal. Oh my gosh. Romelu Lukaku, Ross Barkley. Like that squad had some ballers.
That was a good game.
It was, I mean, well, it
Not
was
for
a
you, but it
good
was for
game.
me.
Yes, no, it was an awful experience, but if you're gonna lose, you might as well get beat down like that, right?
Yeah, I get it.
The managers, Sean Dyche, he has faced Pep Guardiola 17 times in his career, which is actually the most he's faced any manager. He's never won. He's drawn once and lost 16 times. Two other managers.
Bring it at me. Bring all these.
Right?
Dyches never beat Man City in this. Everton have never beat Man City in this. I love it because when we do beat you, it's going to hurt twice as bad.
Most definitely.
These things are there to be broken, Crunk, and you're going to be a broken man.
And
these records are going to get broken.
Everyone's going to go right back to this.
Everton, so the pressure on me. Everton have lost against Man City loads. Dyche has lost against Man City loads. This is a free hit, but I tell you something, it's not a free hit for you. The pressure is on you with these statistics. I like them.
It is.
They make me want it more. They make me hungry.
And so there are two other managers Dyche has never beaten, and it is Jose Mourinho and Arsene Wenger. So, I mean, those are pretty solid managers to have a career struggle against, and he's faced each of those at least 6 times. I didn't go any deeper than that. So yes, like
hold on, wait. I've just got a phone call. Hold on. Sean Dyche, yeah, Crunk saying that you can't beat Man City. Yeah, he says he's going to smash you up, Crunk. He's coming for you, Dyche. He says you're having it now. He said he wasn't that interested in beating you, but now you're getting it. He said he's having it. He's having it in his cranky voice.
I'm sorry,
right,
guys. I'm sorry, guys. Like, man, legit. If it does go bad, for sure, people are gonna point to this moment.
I'm on this microphone now. I'm on it already.
Getting it real rocky.
Coming for you, baby.
So how do you see the match going? I am interested to hear your thoughts and a score prediction.
Well, after you give me loads of slaps in the face with those statistics, I definitely think Everton are going to win. Right. I ain't backing down from that. That's why I love being an Everton fan. I know it's bad, but you're hungry to succeed, especially to beat Man City. I'm going to go for my score prediction. You want now, don't you? So my score prediction is I'm going to go for 2-0 Everton. Right. And I know. This is more sensible for me, though. 2-0 is sensible.
I love this.
Right, and I tell you how it's going to go, Crunk. I tell you how it's going to go.
Okay.
So this is going to be a tight game that you're not going to like, and we're going to do everything that you don't want us to do because we don't need to roll over to Man City. So it's going to come to about 60th minute where you've had a lot of the ball but can't do nothing with it because we can defend and we want to get something from this game. And then all of a sudden, eventually, we'll score 60th minute and you'll be shocked. And then you'll put everything up top to win the game because Man City need to win because this would be a massive shock. And then all of a sudden, near the very end, we just score a goal because you've gone for it that much to win 2-0. And that's the way I can see it going. But if you do get that first goal, we're in big, big trouble because I wouldn't like to come back against you. But I think if we can keep it tight and start to think, you know what, Man City, we can handle them. We can grow into this game. If we can, you're going to come all at us. If we can get a hold of that and feel like we can handle you, then our players will grow into it. And I feel we could give you a game then. So I'm going to go 2-0. I bet you want my goal scorers, don't you?
I mean, if you want to, I don't.
Yeah, I've got it now. I built it up.
Ooh,
built it up. Okay. So I've got it.
You
my goal scorers are going to be Harrison because, like you say, the Man City link and stuff like that, and I think he'll be good against you. And I think Calvert-Lewin's going to finally get a goal. I think Calvert-Lewin headed the ball last time, and he headed the ball and it's going in, and Harrison did that thing where he just took it off him. He kicked it before it went in. So it's going in, and Harrison just made sure it's going in. And Calvert-Lewin thought he scored, but they had to change it, and they realised Harrison got the smallest nick on it. And at the end of the game, Branthwaite goes, it was nice for Calvert-Lewin to get a goal on his 200th game. And then the commentator says it went to Harrison, and Branthwaite started laughing. So Calvert-Lewin didn't get his goal that Everton fans need him to get. So this could be the goal for Calvert-Lewin. So that's my score. 2-0, Jack Harrison, and then Calvert-Lewin to score.
What have you got for me? You thinking DCL is going to score is kind of crazy because out of your last 5 goals, Jack Harrison has scored 3 of them. Then Braithwaite scored from a set piece, and then Gomez, I can't remember at the moment how he scored. So I'm kind of shocked you don't have your boy coming in off of a set piece, smashing a header over us. That doesn't happen specifically. We don't give many goals up directly from a set piece. But if you can catch us sleeping and Braithwaite ends up on a one-on-one or maybe I think he could do it. He could do it.
We have this. Obviously, I know all the Everton channels and stuff like that as well. We all have this little interlink, and there's this guy called Tactical Matt, really good. Give him a shout out on Twitter. He's quite good. He's just one that analyzes the game and takes a chunk out where he thinks Everton are good and poor. And I watched a video this morning, and he showed on the corners of Everton, which we do try and get a lot of corners. We've kind of got Tarkowski on the back post to head it across goal. Then we've got Branthwaite in the middle, who's also massive. And then we've got Calvert-Lewin at the front. So that is 3 giants that are like 6'3", 6'4", really good at heading the ball. Those 3 players, so you've got Tarkowski, no one beats him much in the air. Branthwaite and Calvert-Lewin, all big players in the air from the corner. Who are you putting on them to stop them from scoring?
Marial. Ake is always near post. He's always the first defender because he is our best at point. Yes, yeah. So he'll be there. In the center, we'll probably put Vardiol and Diaz because he's there. Well, Diaz is just the size, and Vardiol is also another person with great athleticism. Would you say Diaz is good
in the air then? Would you say Diaz?
No, Diaz is actually horrendous in the air. He is notoriously. That's why he's always sliding. That's why he's always getting his body in front of the ball on the ground. He is notoriously he's our least.
He's not going to try and head it. Yeah, he's not going to try and head it. He's going to try and just put his body there to put our player.
Yes,
that for me, that's a chance. Then, like you say, if we do get that cross on the corners over Ake on Calvert-Lewin to Tarkowski or Branthwaite, you haven't hit me with 2 players there that are going to massively.
Rodri and Haaland, they get back there too. Rodri and Haaland, they get back.
Yeah, Haaland could be decent.
So that could be that's what I will say, because that was how you could really catch City in the first, not first, but even a couple seasons ago before we got Haaland. But just within all the players that he's brought in a lot of height. He's brought in a lot of size, and that has been amazing for our club because Pep went from loving these 5'6" to 5'8" technical masters, and now he likes these big bruising dudes who still are technically very sound. And I think that is Pep's biggest adjustment to the Premier League is him finally acknowledging, no, I need some bruisers. I need some bodies. There are certain things I can't plan out. I can't use my tactical mastermind to minimize, and that is size, strength, and athleticism.
No, he has done well. Yeah, you have done. I just thought about it when you said then. Bernardo Silva has really stepped up as well. He's one that I watched a couple of games this season because I love Gundogan. I thought Gundogan, and he's one he ripped Everton to pieces. Gundogan did when he played against us a couple of seasons ago. But when Gundogan left, I thought you might struggle, but then all of a sudden, Gundogan, who was your massive player, one of your best players that season when you won the league, Bernardo Silva decides to. Well, he was good anyway, but he's
Yes.
massively stepped up as well and scoring
Silva.
goals and
Hmm.
stuff like that. So that's just something I wanted to point out and give Bernardo Silva a shout out as well. He's quite good, isn't he, at the minute?
Yes. Hey, and anytime you can give him some love, I'm always here for it. So I went on that rant before giving mine. So City managed
Here
to
we
beat
go.
you
Score
guys.
prediction. Bring it on.
Yes. City managed
Come
to
on.
win 3-1 at Everton when the club was in struggle mode for like City perspective. And so we're sitting in the middle of this unbeaten run that happens every season. Everton, you kind of stand in the way of Manchester City's destiny of winning a PL quadruple, 4 titles, 4 League titles in a row. I want to call it the quadruple. Everyone hates it. Beating Everton also takes us one step closer to a treble double. So I just want to win. This sounds so awful. I want to win this game by at least 3 goals. So it could be a 3-0 clean sheet. That would be a dream. We don't know how to keep clean sheets. So I think it'll be like a 4-1. Jack Harrison, he's going to score. But I think because it's what we've been doing. We give up the first goal and then we win 3-1. That's specifically what has happened in our last 2 matches. I think, yeah, 3-1. I want 4-1 because I just want to do better than the last time we played each other, you know? Always step one step up. So yeah, that's my thoughts.
4-1. You've hit me with a lot of goals there. You have hit me with a lot of goals.
Yeah, and I'm not great at knowing who will the scores will be. I know Haaland needs to get in there after watching Foden score a hat trick yesterday. Haaland back playing 80 minutes. He's about to play almost 2 whole matches without scoring a goal. I know that's killing him inside. Yep. So yeah, I just think that's going to be a thing. I would love to see a Haaland brace. Yeah.
It can
all
happen.
right.
It'd be more shocking for Man City not to win 4-1 than what it would Everton to win my 2-0. But I'm sticking with my 2-0 Crunk.
You should, as you should. I love it. That's the energy we love over here.
I'm ready for you, mate. I am ready for you.
Yeah, you should come and be like, my team's going to win.
I've written the message for after the game for my 2-0 celebration. I'm writing it now. I'm getting that message ready, mate.
I love it.
And I'll hibernate if we don't win, but I'll hype it up as much as I can. I'm not going to be negative early. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to be negative too early. There's a comment there made where our fans at the minute are hating referees. We are the only team to not have a penalty, I think, this season or something like that. Referees hate Everton at the minute. We don't get no decisions or anything like that. So a lot of our fans are thinking that the referee could be a bit biased against us because we just don't seem to get
but that's
anything.
The thing, though. We don't really get calls either. So that's why it's kind of crazy. I feel like if there's ever going to be a team that you're going to get calls for, it's going to be us because we don't necessarily. I say we don't get calls, but then when you look at VAR and penalties called, Man City are very much up there. But I feel like there are many other opportunities that we could have gotten that we don't. I feel like we get the calls, not necessarily because of who the players are and all those other things. I think it's just we get a lot of chances in the box. So, ergo, you're going to get a lot of calls that go your way in VRR and stuff like that. It's just all that. So please, sir, Shady Gang, one more time, please give it up for the homie Dan. You plug yourself, plug Toffee Bluecast, let people know how they can find you, find your show, what you do.
So it's Toffee Bluecast. Just type it in YouTube; it'll come up. We have a Twitter account as well that I've had for a long time. Quite a few Everton fans linked to that as well. The Twitter account, just Toffee Bluecast straight in. We're doing well at the minute, to be fair. We've had some cracking guests. We've got an ex-Everton footballer that's coming on soon as well. So
let's go.
We're on the rise. We're on the rise, baby. And I know you're the same as well. I had you on my channel and you said you're looking on doing this and you're doing it now. And get behind Crunk because he's a good guy. I had you on mine not long ago and he's smashing it. And just get behind him and help him out with this little journey that he started because it's good to pull your fans together and give your fans a platform to come together. And that's what you want to do with yours. And that's what I'm doing with mine. So, yeah, that's what we do. Toffee Bluecast, hit it. Don't have to be an Everton fan either. Just if you love football, come on. We'll have a chat with
Yes, they're a good time. They're a
and
good
we'll have a
time.
go.
Plenty of shows we have going on this week still. Tomorrow, we're back at it with another Breaking Bread match preview live show. We will be talking FA Cup football for Manchester City women, who will be taking on the Gunners. Where's the main man, Paul? Is he on the toilet? That's funny. I love it. Coming in.
This is Well, I asked Paul to come on, and he's busy, so he might actually. He said he couldn't do tonight because we was going to get him on Montmicrunk and do a trio, but
Yeah. Hey, we got plenty
know.
of time. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. We're gonna get the triad
we'll definitely
together.
make it. We'll make it happen next time. We've done a double
Yes.
act tonight. Double Crump versus Dan in the ring.
Thursday. Oh, don't get me started on some wrestling because I'm a big fan. Thursday night lit stream, our weekly Thursday night show. It's the most dangerous show about football with most dope guests. Reba, we have Soccer Jersey Talk podcast, and Tyler DeLuca joining us. And then Saturday and Sunday, since City Men and City Women play, we got 2 more shows for you. Saturday for the match against Everton, we will be doing our kickoff show 30 minutes before we go live. And then on Sunday, on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, we're going to be doing a watch along for the City Women's match against Arsenal in the FA Cup. Come through, all of the links, it's all of the stuff on our socials. You know the vibes. Shady gang, shady gang, shady gang.